This is your girl Yannick Taylor, aka Priestess, hostess of Conversations with the Priestess. Here's a preview of what you may hear on Conversations with the Priestess.
We weren't meant for monogamy, let's be honest. Like, we have needs, let's be real. And communicating that, what you want, what you don't want, what sets up. Now this drink is brown, because I learned something. Since I'm older, I can't do brown liquor anymore. Also, I noticed since I started on hormone replacement therapy, HRT, in 2015, me and certain liquors don't match well. I don't know whether...
And I recognize that a lot of men love to be dominated by women. And that's because men are seen as these leaders, as this big alpha male dominant being. And because they're put on this pedestal of being leaders, sometimes they want to be submissive.
Back when I cosplayed a Butch Queen in South Carolina around 2011, I was on Craigslist. This is when Craigslist was bumping and before they had gotten rid of the personal section.
I hope you enjoyed that preview. Join me on Wednesdays at 9 p.m. for Priestess After Dark. Full video versions of the podcast can be found on patreon.com/CWTPriestess, and join me on Fridays at noon for our regular Friday post. Live, love, and be free. Smooches.
Available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, anywhere you download and stream podcasts.
Oh, what's going on, everybody? This is your girl Yanni T, the priestess, never your mistress, and I'm back. I have a very special guest here, my regular guest, Dee Sweets. What's up, Dee?
Hello.
Child, look, when I tell you, honey, the last couple of weeks have been bizarre.
You don't say.
They have. I actually just got back in town from Kentucky. So at the time of this podcast, and this taping. So yeah, a bitch been on the move, honey. A bitch been on the move, so.
Kentucky?
But Kentucky. I was in the Midwest. And it was some fine Midwest men. And I do mean fine.
I mean, they ain't.
But I had a great time, met some new people, and just enjoyed myself. And yeah, that was basically it. Became a host on the Bigo platform.
Nice.
I'm freaking excited. I'm motherfucking excited. But everything has been well. So, what about you?
Other than getting ready for this move and trying not to order so much Uber Eats, not much. Oh yeah, I was gonna tell you about that tweet from the other day. Got a very good friend who photos I take for her OnlyFans, and then they were just like, "Oh yeah, such and such is gonna come through, and we're thinking about doing some extra content for my shit, some boy girl stuff." I'm like, okay, so I should bring the good camera.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened. We had a shitload of tequila. We filmed a few things. So amateur porn director is now on my resume. But yeah, certain things just does not look great in 24 frames per second. So I'm wondering. So no, wait, not wondering. Now I know why they shoot the way they shoot nowadays.
Shoot in 4K?
Not just 4K, just like it's 60 frames, because I guess motherfuckers stopped doing 24 frames in the 70s when everybody had the bush and everything. They need to bring that back. Shout out to everybody rocking the bush. It's amazing. I love y'all.
Sure. I know. Well, I saw that. I was like, go ahead, honey. Make your money. How you got to make your money, okay? We in the midst of a pandemic, and yes, I'm showing a little bit of cleave, girl, so don't hate, okay? So, but honey, like when I tell you, make your money. Make your money, child.
Indeed.
Babies. You gotta make your money, babies. So, but I have been chilling like a villain. I hated to go back to work because I don't like people. But let me tell you, let me tell you what happened. I was at work, and I was on the opening shift today, so it was just fine. I don't know I don't know what his ethnicity or nationality was, but I know, I don't know if he was. I know he was of a Spanish speaking country or origin rather. This man, I saw him when he got out of his car. I said, "Oh, that man is fine." I didn't realize he was coming in my store, and I was just sitting at the door. I said, "Oh, hi, come on in." And I went to grab my mask, and I happened to look. He had on like some tight joggers, and I could see all of his manhood. And I was like, "Oh, girl." And I was like, I just did my due service, being extra professional. And I was like, oh my God. Exactly. I'm like, oh, he's going to come back. He can have my phone number. And then the guy that brought me my food from 7-Eleven, he was very handsome as well. I'm like, oh, child, all these memes. Ooh, yes. I've been feeling myself, honey. Oh, and I'm sure that you know by now, everyone, that the new hit with Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion, which is what Hot Girl Summer should have been.
Oh, the one that's pissing off all the men out there.
Mm-hmm.
I got a daughter. Role models. Like, shut up.
Don't let your kid listen to the song, honey.
Exactly. Well, I tell a friend of mine, these are the same motherfuckers who can quote The Chronic, both albums, front to back, talking about this shit is a bad influence. Shut the entire fuck off. Well, yeah, fuck off and shut up.
look, like Angela Bassett said, they the mother improper influence.
Oh, wait, am I not supposed to cuss? Sorry.
I will not. Oh, hold on, I got one. Okay, I had to get that out.
That just makes me feel old.
Well, honey. I know, right? But you know what? Instead of Kylie, they should have had Adele Givens in there. The
list is long of folks who should have been in there.
They could have had Lisa Ray in it.
Yep.
Had her
fucking Diamond. Like, yo, what the fuck is this? Why the Jenners? Do you not know about the Kirk? Never mind.
I'm just saying, it's. But honey, when I tell you, we played that all weekend, and we was in our Airbnb on the deck just grinding and twerking.
Oh Lord!
I was like, but when she said that, when he asked me who's it, who basically she said when he asked who's it is, I'm gonna spell my name. I said. She said, I changed my wig to make him think he cheating. Come on now.
Mm-hmm. Oh God, I'm old.
But anyway. So the reason why we gathered here today is we were on Twitter. And somehow, I don't know how this happened. I got pulled into a thread. We were talking about Tyler Perry's movie and play, The Marriage Counselor. And, Tyler Perry, he's a little bit suspect. We all know he might be one of the girls. Because I'm in charge of the girls.
Yo, that would be extremely funny if that was true. Jesus.
Because I know he's one of the girls because I'm in charge of the girls, okay?
Even with them fucking wigs he uses in his movies, though.
Oh my gosh. Baby, what kind of Party City shit is that? Now, all them stylists in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
All these people that be like, I'm looking for an opportunity. You right there at the Mecca. And my dude, why do you not have a writer's room? Tyler, you need help. Your stuff is trash.
And yet Netflix gave them Lord knows how much for that fucking movie.
Child, fatal whatever it was what was with dang Fatal Affair. That's what it called. Fatal Affair with Nia Long and Omar Epps with his fine chocolate self.
I was about to say The Wood too, but she wasn't in The Wood, right? That was somebody else.
Sana Lathan.
She was in The Wood?
No, I'm sorry. No, I'm thinking the wrong movie. That's The Best Man. No, Best Man. The Wood. Oh my gosh, I forgot the girl's name.
She is. Wait. She's in The Best Man.
Sana Lathan.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Fucking Tate Diggs. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I forgot the girl's name. Melinda Williams.
Oh yes. Oh, she's doing okay.
Me too. Oh, the guy Sean Nelson. Oh my gosh, he is gorgeous.
But how were you dragged into this thread?
Okay, so I was just being nosy. You know, I'm a nosy hoe. So I was nosy, and I saw this conversation about HIV, as it pertains to Tyler Perry, okay, so the Twitter handle, I am GM Johnson, George M. Johnson. He's an award-winning author. You may know him from his book, All Boys Aren't Blue. He is a very talented individual. So y'all go follow him on Twitter. I'm going to tag him in this video. But I thank him for retweeting this, coming from the Twitter handle _Colin. He says, Tyler Perry sprinkling a little AIDS/HIV into his storylines to make them pop. And it goes back to the reference of Medea's class reading the play. I even took an AIDS test for you. And that started actually from the podcast, comedian, creative, XD from Jaden XD. He said that line about the Medea's class reunion and it cascaded in retweets. That's how it really started. It cascaded in retweets. And what ended up happening, yeah, that happened. But I responded in these Twitter streets, I said, George M. Johnson said something. He said, I'm still mad about that lady ending up with a bad car, a limp, HIV, and stuck living with her mama, all for having an affair.
The fuck?
Yes. So if you know the movie, if you know the storyline, the play and the movie, of The Temptations of a Marriage Counselor is about this disenchanted wife. She's not happy at home. She runs into her ex and they have an affair. And she comes to find out from this man's wife that he's HIV positive in the play. But in the movie, yeah, it's the same setup. It's actually the same setup. So at the end of the play, a movie and play, the woman in the play, the woman gets tested and her husband leaves her. And she checks her results. And I think in the play, it's assumed that she may have had HIV. And then in the movie, she ends up catching HIV. And how she's depicted at the end of the movie is she's sickly, she has a limp, she's old and gray and just crusty. And she's living with her mom, all for having an affair. And I'm like, number one, that's not how HIV works. And I was newly diagnosed when this movie came out. I had seen the play. I hated the play. I liked the play, but I hated it at the same time. But then on top of that, his depiction in the movie of this woman living with HIV, like her life had been robbed from her. And I felt like that was a slap in the face. I got angry in the movie theater. I told my uncle, I said, that's not how HIV works. And my uncle looked at me. He said, I thought about you. He said, I was wondering what was going through your mind. So with artists like Tyler Perry, his depictions, and we can even go back to For Colored Girls.
Oh, dear Lord.
The line where, and I hate it. This is why I don't agree with a lot that Tyler Perry does. I know he writes whatever he wants to, but it's okay. My thing is, why did you have to depict, and I get it, it's from the play. I get it, it's from the play. It was already written. But why is it that people love blaming the AIDS pandemic, the HIV pandemic on down low men?
We can thank him. We can thank BET. Thank motherfuckers here aren't honest from the get-go. We can thank a lot of dumbasses for these depictions and stigmas and Lord knows what else.
And it's horrendous. It's horrendous because that's not the reality of those things. And furthermore, this is why I hate how a lot of times they particularly display Black queers on mainstream television. They're always the catty one. They're always the extra feminine, the over the top. And then if you find one that's just regular, it's always this journey of them coming out. Why can't you show a supportive Black family of their gay child?
I would love to say that people write from, experiences and what they know. But I have, unless I'm wrong, I just keep thinking about my family. I have not seen too many positive situations when it comes to queer folks in the Black community. I mean, there are family members that I haven't talked to in over a decade, even longer, since I came out. And that's okay, because they were just shitty people to begin with.
Oh, well.
But, and I would love to say that would all change when I get into the industry, but look at how fucking Hollywood is, even with the cries for diversity and all that. Motherfuckers get mad at the Emmy nominations for the right and wrong reasons.
Right.
I mean, we got reasons why we're mad. Other folks, John Leguizamo, they're mad for other reasons. But does that have anything to do? And I haven't seen the second season of Pose yet, but I haven't watched the second season yet. That was a little iffy to begin with. Because I guess I'm still feeling a certain way that, this show would have been great if it was someone who knew that life and not Ryan fucking Murphy. But,
right.
Yeah. I hope I'm answering your question. I'm just going
No, you're fine. You're fine. But, I wanted to see how Pulse was going to turn out because I come from the ballroom scene, okay? So I was kind of iffy at first, but when I checked it out, I heard the reviews from other people. And that was like, girl, you need to watch this, especially you being a ballroom girl. And to see a lot of people that I knew, I like that it shows the actual struggle of trans women, even the AIDS pandemic back in the 80s going into the 90s. So I wonder what direction they're going to take for this last and final season.
Season 1 was dope. Oh, I'm sorry. I cut you off. My bad.
No, you're fine. Take it. Take it.
Well, I don't like cutting people off. Jesus. Season 1 was fucking fantastic. Like, I was immediately hooked. 2, I haven't finished because I heard about a certain plot point.
The great visionary leader of India, Mahatma Gandhi, said, "It is health that is real wealth, and not pieces of gold and silver." Listen to the Healthy Grocer radio show on your favorite podcast platform. We know that health is our greatest wealth, and we will be discussing all aspects of natural healing. Explore everything from supplements, superfoods, and healthy lifestyle choices to help conquer stress and boost productivity. Top industry experts and natural health professionals join us for a deep dive into our healing journey. You can find the Healthy Grocer radio show on demand every day, wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. And remember, health is your greatest wealth.
That happens, like, I don't know if it's in the middle or towards the end, and it reminded me way too much of Orange is the New Black with a pretty important character. I was like, you know what, I'm not even gonna.
Oh yeah, I know what scene you're talking about. Now at that scene, I actually had several people call me like, "Girl, you all right?" I was like, "Yeah, yeah," and I was like, "Oh my gosh," people had me crying. I was already crying watching the episode, and so because it's a reality that trans women are being killed at alarming rates.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then even, one thing about Tyler Perry, I absolutely hate how he depicts Jeffrey on the Haves and Have-Nots.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
They depict Jeffrey like a stereotypical whiny gay under the control of his mother, and he likes bad boys that slap him around and call him Susan. I'm like, girl, like that is like a stupid stereotype. And then not only that, like, dude, why couldn't you just write Jeffrey as the type, like, look, I'm grown, I'm gonna do what the F I do, F the trust fund. And I hate how he depicts black women. He always depicts them as angry and needing a man. I'm like, girl, Gara, Miss Perry. Miss Perry. There are other ways that you can depict the black woman, okay?
Oh, I mean, then he would actually have to open up that writer's room to actual black women. But I think Dre's Detox album will finally come out before that happens.
And you're right.
I keep thinking about that video of him in his writer's room with all the, fucking paperweight scripts.
Now, he does a lot of nice things for the community, but girl, Tyler, do better, girl. Get you a writer's room and stop bragging.
Yeah, especially that studio of his.
But my earliest experience with queer representation, in a sense, was on In Living Color with the men on film.
Yeah. Oh God. I remember all the school kids trying to act that out because what was that? It was that show and Martin and something else. Like them joints came on. What was it, like Tuesday or Wednesday night? I forget. It was Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. And then everybody would talk about the shit and try and act it out the next day. And motherfuckers was always doing men on film. Some of them a little too hard.
Hi.
Like you're a little too good at that.
But my whole thing is, and that was the common depiction for a long time. I'm gonna say until probably Will and Grace.
That didn't make it worse?
No. It depicted the various sides. Well, not even that queer as folks, but with the black queer, I really think we didn't have anything until Noah's Ark.
Which I've never seen to this day.
Oh, baby, you need to see Noah's Ark, honey.
Do I really?
Yes, honey. I'm going right to Wendy's after this and get me a big burger.
That's so random. And
girl,
delicious.
And we random on here. But no, my first real encounter with queer representation, this is before I found myself as my gender identity, Noah's Ark. Noah's Ark gave me that life, and I delved into Patrick Ian Polk's films. He has one out called Punks, and it had a transgender character. And even the season where Alex did drag, that helped me so much because I identified as all of those things. So that really gave me something in my lifetime. And not only that, I'll also go as far to say that that not only Noah's Ark, but there were times in Living Single where they covered the gay scene, like with Max's best friend from college. She ended up being a lesbian woman, and then you saw them gently handle how people perceive it.
Better than Spike Lee did.
Even the Golden Girls covered that.
They did.
They surely did.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember. For me, of course, it was men on film. There was a film, Philadelphia, which I don't remember watching.
Oh my gosh, I remember that. I had to. Yeah. I had to watch that with my family. My aunt made us watch that movie.
Yeah, my mom's wasn't having that shit. Which is funny because this is the same lady who took me to see Purple Rain when I was a child. But,
wait, I couldn't watch Purple Rain when I was a child.
Oh, my mom had no issue taking me to see that shit. Had no issue with me watching Under the Cherry Moon, but she drew the line with certain movies like, involving magic. And maybe she just didn't want to rent Philadelphia or never talked about it. But yeah, I never saw that shit. Like, still to this day, I just remember the controversy surrounding it because, Tom Hanks is playing a gay man with the HIV.
Bum, bum, bum.
Yeah, and I'm trying to think of this other things I remember. Not so much a TV. You remember this extremely cookie cutter white family drama on ABC called Once and Again?
I hated that show.
Yeah, it's fucking terrible. But I remember when there was the big hubbub with Evan Rachel Wood like having an on-screen kiss with her, female co-star, and that is the only moment I remember from that entire series. And, wait, even Ally McBeal, which is a show I fucking love growing up, they handled a transgender character like a fucking joke, like not like it was just like the fucking punchline or whatever. And I can't remember the character's name, Fish or whatever. I just remember him. Yeah, I just remember him yelling like in the middle like of the crowd. She had a penis or whatever. I'm like, really?
But I like how now a lot of that stuff. If they was to do that on something today, they would get canceled.
Indeed.
A lot of them shows back in the 90s did not age well.
Oh, absolutely not. What? Married with Children. A lot of fucking shows.
But no.
Even you ever see those arguments on Twitter like, oh, you can't do this show now? I think you could still do In Living Color and get away with a lot.
Saturday Night Live does it.
Yeah, poorly. But
But you know what? I will always say In Living Color didn't get its due.
Of course not. It's just fucking groundbreaking in so many levels. And motherfuckers still ain't giving up that entire family their flowers.
I'm like, it is past due because that was one of the families that catapulted a lot of Black Latins. Jim Carrey, for crying out loud.
Yep. Like, if it wasn't for that show, we would have never known about this motherfucker. Even with the small movies that he did.
I remember I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker.
Oh, dear Lord. I still quote some of that shit. Like, no, you can either, what was it like? You can either go out the window or take the stairs.
Yeah. But, honey. But, like, I love how we're seeing more representation. Now, my thing is with a lot of the, I want to see more transgender representation in films and more films.
Yes.
That treats trans people like normal individuals. And I feel like we don't have enough of that. I really feel like that.
And stop hiring the motherfucker from Fantastic Beasts to portray like queer trans people. Like, you need to stop with that shit. Like, the Danish Girl should have never happened.
Oh my gosh, I hated that because you know why? We actually have transgender actresses and stuff that can actually play that role.
Mm-hmm. And
And I'm like, honey.
we are slowly getting there. I'm trying to think of who. I think Netflix was kind of leading the charge for a little bit. I mean, because we had Laverne Cox and Orange is the New Black, and I forget this performer's name, but they were in season 1 of the OA.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, yes, more trans people, please.
Like, my thing is, how hard is it to cast a transgender actress?
It's not hard. We just got to get rid of them off. It's doing the casting.
Honey, because I told him, I said, oh, I will be one of the ones that will be getting some roles. I will be snatching some roles, honey.
I will keep that in mind when I start directing actual films.
Yes. But I mean, I'm glad we're having this conversation because I be over it. I really be over it.
But like, as much as I love Halle Berry, it's really bad that she had to be roasted online to drop a fucking role you shouldn't have took in the first place.
And just like they did Zoe Saldana for finally saying, "Oh, I should not have played as Nina Simone."
Exactly. It's like plenty of dark-skinned actresses that could have took that fucking role.
Honey, look, when I tell you, honey, I mother plucking red Zoe Saldana for filth, honey.
You're making me feel really bad for doing all this cussing. You over here say mother plucking.
Well, I'm trying to clean it up a bit.
I tried that once. I tried removing the word, what was it, hell, or one word. I forget the word, but it was very hard and it only lasted like a week.
Child, I stopped. I have to exert self-control sometimes because I be about to cuss at work. I be about ready to cuss at some of these customers like, you mother.
Understandable. People ain't shit.
Child. But I'm glad we're having this conversation because it irks me. It irks me. So, yeah. So, but thank you again for coming on. We're talking about that briefly. We got to work on our next topic. So,
like right now, or
oh no, not anytime soon. I'm about to go be a fat butt at Wendy's because I'm hungry.
I do not blame you. Their breakfast baconator is pretty good though, but I'm never up early enough to try it.
I got the son of a baconator. That ish was good.
That's too small. You need the big jar. You need the big fucking burger. That's what you should do. Go get a baconator so I can live vicariously through you.
Which I actually want some fried chicken.
Yeah, that's hella random.
Oh, dang, the grocery store closed. All I need is some flour and some oil. I can fry me some chicken.
It ain't
I tell you what, I'm gonna go ahead and let you go. Again, thank you again. We're gonna be coming back soon, y'all.
Not a problem. Thanks for having me.
Pieces. You're welcome. Deuces.
Bye.